Coming up, the Ravens make their third appearance on primetime this season, while the Colts look for their first win in Baltimore since 2009. Next on Monday Night Primetime.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
In the middle of a cold night in 1984, but the Colts are back, and we're underway in Baltimore. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Time to see this wide-open Baltimore offense go to work, and leading them, pretty darn good one, Lamar Jackson out of Louisville.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill, and they're able to get this one across the 35. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. That's into the hands of the tight end Boyle. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now it's Jackson. Being chased out left. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And this is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They give him a gain of 37. All right, Charles, let me put... Frank Reich not so sure about that last call. He's going to go ahead and throw out the challenge flag.
After review of play, the rules on the field is reversed.
So Frank Reich had it right as his guys win the challenge. Second and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now Wentz. This to Hines on the drop-off. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
What did they call that on?
Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty's going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They fake the give. Now Wentz. He'll drop this down to Taylor. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
That's the type of run that Jonathan Taylor gives you so often, and you just can't take it for granted. He finds a way to get those extra yards. The 3rd running back taken in the 2020 draft, but he had the best numbers by far of any of them. 1,169 yards, 3rd most in the NFL, and by the last quarter of the season, he ranked among the best runners in the league.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 13 carries and even 60 yards and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. but they've lost 2 straight games. So they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jack Doyle, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. And you know, you and I praise tight ends in today's game a lot for being just like a bigger-bodied wide receiver. Boy, a play that long from that position, you just didn't used to see that as much.
No, you were really just counting on the tight end position to catch the football and get what they got on the catch. And now it's the run after the catch that makes them so dangerous. Hard to bring those big guys down when they get rolling.
Couldn't bring him down here. Got into the end zone. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Escaping the pressure right. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Play action. It's Jackson. Buying time to his left. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They go play action with Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. This will be caught by Brown. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And credit the tackle to Taco Charlton with a stop.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. On third down, Jackson. Flushed out right. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. They'll run for it. It's Edwards. And he will have the first down, but hold everything. A flag is down. This one might not stand. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
And Tucker left that one out to the right. It's no good, off the mark, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on fourth down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retakes center stage. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the second quarter. Escaping the pressure right. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. Shotgun now for Wentz. Steps away to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a fourth down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on fourth down to punt this thing. Back deep, J.J. Nelson. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens ready to take over. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Jackson on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
From the gun on third down, Jackson in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Well, Lamar Jackson, for all the talents of escaping pressure that he possesses, he was helpless to do much of anything there. He had no chance.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So here are the Colts to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Working from the gun, Wentz. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure. Dancing to his left.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the 1st. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Taylor. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Well, that play's not going to go in their highlight reel at the end of the season, but the only benefit to the offense, maybe a little more space if they want to throw the football now after taking that loss.
On 2nd and goal, Wentz. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help them.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Tyus Bowser, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. Well, for Lamar Jackson, we know all about how dangerous he is running the football, but he can really sling it as well, and he connects on a big one there. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. This will be caught once again by Brown. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. To throw is Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And it'll be intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, You don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. Middle of the field, he finds Pascal. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Mo Alley Cox in his 4th season now in the NFL had 31 catches for the Colts last year. Really starting to develop into an excellent target downfield, and there he picks up a first down.
Again, it's Wentz. Flush to his right, and he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Wentz going to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. So we have reached halftime. And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
Both teams going back through their game plans, making their final halftime adjustments. And for the call of the second half, we go back up to Baltimore and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead. And they will receive the football. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Well, the Colts ready to go to work to start the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On second down, it's Taylor.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try to make some plays in their backfield.
He's not going to get the first down as he'll spot this at about the 28.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half. Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And there's a good catch for Nick Boyle. And yes, he sometimes gets overlooked, but that'll happen when you're playing in the shadow of Mark Andrews.
Now Jackson on first down. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Jackson from the shotgun. And he rifles one incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Eluding the pressure right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. 4th down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Colts getting another possession here on offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They run once more with Taylor. Trucks over him. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34. 7 yards there on the first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he stopped immediately there. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall them.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the side. Justin Madubuike drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Ravens offense back out there. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. This time, Jackson will throw it. Gets this one to Hill. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And that is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week on our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. On 2nd down, it's Taylor. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Back now in Baltimore. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 36, Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Doyle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now Wentz on third down. Now he'll escape to his right. And he'll hit the deck, but he did not get there. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Forced out to his left. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson flushed out right.
And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact.
Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Play action. Now Jackson. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's good for 28 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36.
Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson.
Escaping the pressure right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Being chased out left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
2nd down and goal. Jackson buying time to his left. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Dobbins.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
J.K. Dobbins.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Indianapolis offense ready to go again.
They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Wentz. Looking deep for Hilton. And this is caught inside the 5. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown.
They'll look to run with Taylor.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor.
His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Now Blankenship on for the PAT.
It's good to make it 17-7. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
J.J. Nelson now to return.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
So Lamar Jackson in the offense, down by 10, a minute 55 remaining. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out.
Here's Jackson.
Rolling to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 76 yards. Ravens draw a bit closer.
I think you can make a fair case for Tyreek Hill being the most explosive player in the NFL when he gets his hands on the football, and that was Exhibit A.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Colts set to take over here offensively.
And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And, boy, having that third timeout would have really helped here.
Another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
And we've got an injury, and that's to the wide receiver, T.Y. Hilton, who is yet to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third.
Wentz will give to Taylor on the draw.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Throwing, Jackson.
And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Jackson.
Man open left side is Brown. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Jackson.
Flush to his right. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. It's up and good to make it 21-17. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Indy set to go on offense once more.
They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Eluding the pressure right. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now Wentz.
Finding Pascal.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Wentz. This is caught by Hilton. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. To throw is Wentz. There goes a deep ball, end zone.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
Boy, this crowd is on pins and needles now, because anytime you see the ball heading for the end zone, you really hold your breath, and they come out of their seats. That one falls incomplete.
Wentz to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone.
And, that would get a wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Doyle. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 14. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that, because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for the Ravens, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And next week they get to stay home again as the Los Angeles Chargers come to town. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans.